Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, was one of the lead negotiators who brokered the Baha deal with stakeholders to have Bahamian creditors and vendors paid.
Janaina Ferguson was among the reporters Minister Fitzgerald spoke to before this morning's weekly cabinet meeting about the special committee recently formed to oversee Bahamar's payment process and the way forward for persons receiving their claims.
It was no easy feat for Bahamian creditors and vendors to be able to receive funds owed to them by Bahamar. Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald, who served as one of the main negotiators, said that for the last 6 weeks, he, along with other government officials, worked relentlessly to come to a resolution, and he was honored and humbled to be a part of the process.
As the Prime Minister said, there was a lot at stake, and we were given a mandate, and the Prime Minister was steadfast, and he has to be given credit for this. I don't care which way you look at it. He has to be given credit for what he did and how resolute he was in resolving this, and it's through his resolution that this came about. This happening anywhere else, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. As I say, Peter Whitehead said it right. It is an impossibility in a liquidation where unsecured creditors would be paid the kind of monies that they would be paid. Now, it just does not happen, and so we have to give God thanks.
Now, government, he says, was shocked at how many persons were actually owed.
We were surprised at how many Bahamian companies were involved. I mean, well over 1,000, and so well over 1,000. So it just gives you an appreciation for the amount of Bahamian and Bahamian families were involved, which is why we're just totally surprised to some great extent that so many people seem to be unhappy about what we've been able to negotiate for these people, because these are real families, these are real businesses.
Former Finance State Minister, His Excellency Mr. James Smith, and other key stakeholder representatives make up the committee established to administer claims. Fitzgerald says he met on Monday with Smith, who's expected to head the committee. He says there is only one goal in mind, and that's to get Bahamians paid. Now, he explained how the process is expected to work.
The application process will be quite simple. Most of those claims have already been made in any event, so I think the committee has a working document from the receivers which outlines, and you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of creditors. Obviously, they will have to justify their claim by whatever mechanism is put forward. I mean, that's an obvious thing you gotta go through. So whatever that's done, the point is that the money has been provided, as was stated, the money has been agreed, and the money will be here in the Bahamas, and the money will be paid out.
As the government has come under heavy fire for not releasing those details of the Bahamar negotiations, Fitzgerald said at the end of the day, that information will be revealed.
We're constrained within our law and what we've done in the past through most favored nation, but people still can be unhappy. Unfortunately, it's just something we've come to accept, that people didn't think would happen. It's happened. The court proceedings are not going to run on forever, and so you all are reporters. You all can find out when those proceedings will end, and you all know when those proceedings end. When those end, then it'll be unsealed. Okay.
Janaina Ferguson, ZNS Network News.